Okay, let's move on to our segment. We like to call this one Double Down or Diversify. I understand that the media mix has been changing and we've got all sorts of different places people can buy products in different fashions. Should CPG marketers be prioritizing discounting to move more products? Is that the way to get your products to get off the shelf? Is just lower your price?
It's an addiction, and it is a addiction that is most valuable at different times of a cycle, an economic cycle. We're in a cycle right now where, yeah, it's important right now. It's almost a consumer demand. You see another shift that I was talking about, some of the shifts that we saw year over year, most recently. And another shift is consumers going to store brands or private label brands, right? And that means they're looking for, the consumer are looking for a lower cost alternative. So if you are a high value special brand, then you're going to need to discount to influence that consumer. As the economics change, that could change, that will change, right? The problem of this addiction is how far do you take your discounting and maybe damage your future, and when the economy comes back up, do you have to continue to discount, or can you now start to bring less emphasis on your discounting? Can
It
you
sounds
bring your brand back up?
It sounds like we're both in the same camp of this is diversify away from, right? You don't want to get into the constant discounting cycle, but it seems to me that there's a pattern here where you mentioned, well, somebody can come in with an off-label brand of your product, lower the price, and then great, you have to discount to meet the pricing pressure. What is the way to battle against the just being stuck in a cheapest price wins battle?
It's always about the value promotion as opposed to, and I mean the product value, not the dollar value, right? So it's always going to be about a brand showing its higher value to the consumer. It's a better ingredient. It's a higher quality that you want to feed your family with. You want to treat your family better. You want to do the right thing for your own health, right? These are the things that I hear from brands when we're talking to brands. There's like, look, man, because I'm a discount guy, right? Majority of the work that Snip does is about promoting some type of a reward. That reward could be earning points, it could be a loyalty thing, it could be cash back. And so we often have these conversations where the brands are saying, I don't want to just emphasize that dollar off. I want to emphasize that this is a healthier version of this category. So
The key word here is the B word. It's brand, right? If you have a coherent brand and a story, a narrative, a selling point that means something to someone, they are going to lean towards your product, right? If you are a commodity where nobody knows the difference between your product and someone else's, cheapest price wins. Building a brand not only lowers your cost per acquisition over time, it also helps deflect price pressure. And that's one of the things that I wish marketers would think more about. Mostly in CPG, it's easy to just rely on, well, we have a product and we can compete on price. That is a losing battle over time.
oh yeah.
Establishing a brand and building a connection with your customers so they look for your products is the way to stop price pressure.
Yeah, the inevitable race to the bottom is what everybody's trying to avoid, right? So, brand association, brand value, these are those items that are, if we carefully are being ignored or discounted, I'll use that term at this time, because the consumer is saying, "Hey, I really like that brand, but not right now."
You know what's the one that comes to mind when we talk about this? A company that's really avoided price pressure? Liquid Death.
Oh,
They sell
yeah.
canned water. Why is their canned water $5 instead of 3 or whatever a 24-ounce bottle of water costs these days? It's the brand. Like that is the example. It's the proof that your brand will resist price pressure. Because do you care whether you're drinking Arrowhead or Aquafina? Probably not. right?
Don't even know the
But
difference usually. Right.
exactly, but you see that liquid death can and you're like, I don't know, something about this feels like I should spend an extra dollar on my
Yeah. What's all the hubbub about? Why is
flat
that?
distilled water.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
cool too, right? Let's face it. It's cool. It's the new hip thing. And that
it's
that always helps.
it's the brand.